There are three broad benefits which we can attribute to fasting. 1. Deep cellular cleaning, which includes autophagy. 2. Fat loss. And 3. Mental fortitude. And by mental fortitude, what I mean is, fasting makes you tougher and more resilient. But of course, not eating for an extended period of time is quite stressful. The ZigZag method is the result of my search to find a successful balance between the benefits and the stress of fasting. And if you follow this program to the letter, you will find that balance very quickly. Indeed, you should experience dramatic changes within 1 month of zigzagging. The ZigZag method creates consistent fat loss by alternating strategic calorie deficits with controlled refeeds, lowering hunger, preserving muscle, preventing metabolic slowdown, and producing reliable week-to-week weight reduction. At the same time, you are creating a strong metabolism and training your body to reliably filter out unneeded or deleterious material rather than store it in your tissues. The result? Your mitochondria will proliferate and function better, which will result in better cellular function, which will result in better organ function, which will result in a better functioning you. Remember this: the health of your mitochondria determines the health of your cells, and the health of your cells determines the health of your organs, and the health of your organs determines how healthy you are. Your mitochondria will thrive under the ZigZag method. Your glands will produce their hormones in the amounts and ratios that they should, because the mitochondria within the cells of those glands will function as they should. You will become more metabolically flexible. You will burn more fat even at rest. You will filter and remove more waste. You will feel lighter and function better. You should expect to urinate a lot because your body will spend a good deal of time removing dysfunctional proteins. Increased urination reflects active metabolic cleanup, not water loss by accident. During the fasting deficit phases, the body increases protein turnover. Damaged, misfolded, and dysfunctional proteins are broken down into amino acids. The nitrogen groups are removed and excreted primarily as urea in the urine. This is the process of deamination. At the same time, glycogen depletion releases bound water, further increasing urine output. This is a visible sign that the body is reducing metabolic clutter and lowering inflammatory load, not simply losing water. In other words, your body is taking out the trash. And because this process requires a lot of water, it is important that you consume a lot of water. Therefore, make it a point to drink plenty of water throughout the day. So here is what happens when you use the ZigZag method. 1. The alternating deficit and refeeding phases protect your metabolic rate. It is a fact that continuous deficit and mental stress signal scarcity and downregulates thyroid output and resting metabolic rate. However, the ZigZag method periodically reassures the body that fuel is available, reducing adaptive metabolic slowdown. I strongly encourage you to keep a journal and note your weight each Monday and Friday. Your weight on Monday should be less than the previous Monday's weight, and your weight on Friday should be less than the previous Friday's weight. You can then adjust as needed. As we learned from management sage Peter Drucker, what gets measured gets managed. That is absolutely true for the ZigZag method. 2. Muscle tissue is preserved because mTOR and AMPK are both given time to work. Fasting phases activate AMPK, enhancing fat oxidation and cellular cleanup. Refeed phases, especially with protein, activate mTOR, allowing tissue repair and muscle maintenance. Rather than fighting each other, these pathways take turns. This is what I call metabolic interval training. 3. Psychological sustainability is built in, not bolted on. Knowing that higher calorie days are coming reduces stress, improves adherence, and lowers cortisol. This dramatically improves long-term success compared to constant restriction. In other words, you can easily build zigzagging into a long-term lifestyle, which is my personal goal. Now, with all that said, here is how you will implement the ZigZag method. The example you see is what I do, but please use this as a template and modify to suit your personal schedule and needs. You will need coffee or tea, heavy cream, bone broth, coconut butter, and pecans or macadamia nuts. These items will allow you to inject little infusions into your day that are high fat, moderate to low protein, and negligible carbs. This ratio is key. You also want to keep each infusion to 200 calories or less, preferably closer to 150. Each infusion should also be separated by around 4 hours or so. You want to minimally interrupt AMPK and also keep your insulin low to remain in the fasted state. To prepare your coffee, just add 1 tablespoon of heavy cream and mix well. You can also add a second tablespoon if desired. Or you can have 2 cups of coffee, each with a tablespoon of heavy cream. Indeed, the 2-cup protocol may be even better because the added caffeine and polyphenols actually boost the fasting effects. Bone broth itself is really just water with proteins. It contains lots of collagen and electrolytes. But when you add a tablespoon of coconut butter, it changes to a high-fat, moderate protein infusion. The consistency becomes more like a soup and also tastes rather like Thai coconut soup. Not bad. To prepare the coconut butter for your late-day sweet treat, mix about 1 tablespoon water with 1 tablespoon of coconut butter until it is a smooth paste. Add salt to your taste and mix in a half ounce of pecans or macadamia nuts. Yummy! Now, here are the zigzag phases. Phase 1. Finish eating on Sunday at 5 p.m. Note your weight Monday morning after using the restroom. Allow 12 to 14 hours before your first infusion, as it takes your body about that long to drop insulin low enough to move from a fed state to a fasted state. At 7 a.m., have coffee with 1 to 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. At noon, have 8 ounces of bone broth with 1 tablespoon of coconut butter. Bone broth is almost pure protein and adds a fair amount of electrolytes. If you consume it alone, it will raise insulin. Coconut butter is very high fat. Together, they make a great infusion of approx 150 calories. Late afternoon to early evening, have 1/2 ounce of pecans, approximately 10 pecan halves, coated with 1 tablespoon of coconut butter. That is it for the day. You would repeat the same pattern on Tuesday, continuing to zig down. Phase 2. On Wednesday, you start your day with a high-protein breakfast. Your body is ready to start building proteins. At this point, AMPK turns down and mTOR turns up. Wednesday is dedicated to your building process, and you will, of course, zag up. Phase 3. On Thursday, you go back to the protocol, just as you do on Monday and Tuesday. Phase 4. On Friday, you have your next weigh-in. Compare your weight to your previous Friday's weight. Use this data to tweak your infusions. At 7 a.m., have a high-protein breakfast, as you do on Wednesday. At noon, have a meal focused on high protein, and for the rest of the day, eat to replenish energy. You should be zagging up at this point. Phase 5. Take the weekend off and be sure to eat your favorite foods on Saturday. This is where you get your most significant up-zag. Begin winding back down on Sunday, and by 5 p.m. you take your last bite of food for the day. You are then in a fully fed state and ready to start the process over with Phase 1. If you are heavier with Monday morning's weigh-in than you were the previous Monday, then you likely overconsumed carbohydrates or the ultra-processed foods. Just tweak this for the next week. Zigzagging properly takes practice. I promise you, though, the effort is well worth it. If you have any questions, please send me an email or text. All the best.